President's closing message on COVID is that it's not really killing anyone. It's America's greedy doctors and greedy nurses who are faking all the COVID deaths that aren't real COVID deaths, and they're faking it for money that goes in their pockets. The ventilators and everything, all this stuff, it's all fake news. He wants his supporters to believe it's all a hoax. That's how he's closing out his re-election campaign. Does that work for him? In the closing days of the campaign, does it work? Do they buy it? I mean, if that's what he's selling right now, that COVID isn't really happening? Because even in the reddest states in the country, where he's, going to win by double digits, I mean, there's competition for the president with that line of argument. This is the front page today in St. George, Utah, the Spectrum and Daily News. We need help. St. George nurse begs community to wear the mask. This is the Deseret News in Salt Lake City, Utah. COVID-19 surges in Utah. Spread is out of control. Polling-wise, the president's doing okay this year in Iowa, but that's going to be a fight between him and Biden. The president's telling his supporters COVID isn't happening. It's a scam being pulled on us by greedy American nurses who are faking the whole thing for money, and greedy doctors. Here's the front page of the local paper in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Iowa again hits record of COVID-19 patients. That's the hospitalization graph you see there climbing up their front page. Hard-fought Ohio. President's doing okay in the polls there as well. But just like Iowa, it's going to be a fight between Trump and Biden in Ohio. Here's the front page of the Cincinnati paper today. The virus is raging. Ohio sets a record. In Indiana, Mike Pence's home state, where the Republican ticket expects no problem at the presidential level. Do they believe it in Indiana when the president says nobody dies from COVID? Right? You get COVID, you just get better. That's what happens. It goes away. It's just the greedy nurses and the greedy scamming doctors who are faking all the deaths. Do people in Indiana believe that, or do they believe the front page of the Indianapolis Star today? What 4,000 deaths looks like, as 4,000 Indiana residents are now dead from COVID.